Welcome everybody to this open house event. I'm Mark Crory, the Executive Director for LCTV, and I'm with the Chairman of the Select Board, Gary Wilson.
Good evening.
Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. Well, if you're watching this now, you are watching it live because we are broadcasting live. It is Thursday, October 5th, just after 6, and we are open till 7 o'clock. So we invite anybody to come on down to 37 Shattuck Street, second floor of Town Hall, and you can get a tour. You can actually see us taping this show, which is something that usually the public doesn't get to see because, you know, you don't want a lot of noise or people walking around the background. But this is a unique situation where you can actually come down and see a show being recorded live.
Yeah, for about an hour now.
We got 1 hour. So, Gary, you are not only the chairman of the Select Board, but you are also on the Cable Advisory Committee.
Yes, I am.
And so, why don't you tell us a little bit about what your impressions of LCTV have been, because you had some knowledge of them, but what have you learned from being on the Cable Advisory Committee?
Oh, goodness. Really everything that you do outside of running for Littleton, obviously the Boxborough, the work you do over in Boxborough, and now recently realized the photography side of your business. You're kind of dabbling in that as well for the town. But just the logistics, what it takes, what goes behind the scenes, budgetary part of it, and really how you have to get prepared for town meeting, a special town meeting, or that's a small part of it. But those are big events. But from sporting events to theater events, there's a lot that goes behind it that I wouldn't have known otherwise without seeing the work on the committee and what really has to go into it.
That's great. Yeah. Well, that's one thing that people always comment when they walk in here. Yeah. It's like, oh, I had no idea this was even here.
Right.
And I think we have one of the nicer studios around, to tell you the truth, because, I'm in it. For one.
There you go. Yeah.
And that really boosts the value right there. But no, it's just it's an old gymnasium space, so it's very spacious. It's got a lot of room to do things. I've been in studios where you couldn't do an exercise program because you couldn't stand up in the studio. The lights were hanging so low. But here we can do all sorts of things. So anyway, I appreciate you stopping by today and coming and your work not only on the Cable Advisory Committee, but your work as a Select Board. It's a thankless task, but
it is. But I love Littleton, and if not me, who?
That's right.
So that's how you have to look at it.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you too.
Thank you.
Right now, we're going to throw it over to Studio A, where Judy Reed, who is our program coordinator, she is going to be talking about some new services that LCTV are offering. So, Judy, take it away.
Great, thank you.
Sure thing. Thanks, Mark. Just wanted to let everybody know that we found out today that one of our channels on Comcast, the education channel, has actually changed from channel 99 to channel 22. So if you guys are used to looking for school committee meetings or football games on Comcast, you'll now be looking at channel 22 instead of 99. So just remember, our favorite number here for some reason is 22. And you know what it is? It's Mark's old basketball number. So the other thing that we wanted to say was that on Monday, we actually transferred over to our new video on demand services through Castus. And if you want to, I'm going to have them go to the computer screen. It is using our wireless technology. And show you that if you go to the department websites and you go to Littleton Community Television, I will have to update the fact that channel 99 is now channel 22. But if you go to watch on demand, and proceed to site, you will get to our new video on demand services. And now, if you want to see, we're going to show ourselves. I'm going to have to hit mute real fast because I don't really want to see myself all too much. It goes directly onto your streaming page. And then it also will show you the schedule for the upcoming day, or you can go to the different days or times. So this is a little bit of a snippet about what our video on demand services are kind of going to look like and how you can get to our channels while they're streaming. And I believe Mark has another guest in studio. So let's go over to Studio B with Mark.
All right. Thank you, Judy. Wasn't Judy the name of the Time Life operator? Judy is standing by?
That's correct.
Yes, Judy was standing by there. So joining me now is Chuck DeCoste, a member of the Select Board. I think you are vice chair, is that correct?
That is correct.
That is. So we've had the chairman, the vice chairman, all the VIPs are stopping by today. We invite you to stop by too. We are at 37 Shattuck Street, second floor, Town Hall. You want to enter through the back lot, that's fine. We've got some stairs there. Just climb up the stairs. If you need an elevator, you can come through the main doors and take the elevator up to the second floor and look for room 235. That's where our studio is.
It's well marked.
It's well marked, yes. So we're open till 7, and we're live here until 7, and we'd love to see you. We've got some light refreshments, which Chuck, are there any left, Chuck?
Come on.
Yes, Chuck will attest that they are very good. But anyway, thanks for coming by. And you have been a supporter of LCTV for many years. As a chairman of the select. Yes, our studio audience likes that. But even when you were back in the school committee, and you and I used to work for Comcast at one time.
True
So
story.
we were co-workers when we first met. But now, you've seen a little bit of something tonight that you probably didn't know that we did as much as we do. And you want to tell people about that service, the photography service, what you learned?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's just another arrow in the quiver. LCTV has always been such a good partner to the whole community, a great communicator, great way to get information out there. And the photography service is something that is just an added amenity, if you will, or an asset to the town, where if you go into the LPD, if you go into the police station, you look on the wall at the police station, all of the photos that were taken of the members of the LPD were taken right here in this studio. And with all the sets and the backdrops and everything, it's a very professional look. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that those photos played a role in the police department becoming reaccredited.
That's what they tell us. So we were glad to be a part of that. And, we're kind of launching this, we kind of did it on the sly in a way, reluctant at first to do it because we thought, gee, we're a video, department. Why are we taking pictures? But then we realized that, there were a few years where our town reports won awards. And most of the pictures that were in there were from us.
Absolutely.
And so we just started realizing that there's more benefit to, to expanding our service. And we want to be thought of as a valuable department in town.
Yeah.
And so it's another place to help out, different departments in town and also, various events to get publicity out there because it's important to get the word out about what the town is doing. A lot of great things. Check being presented. A lot of people may not know that a grant was awarded or something, but now they've got these moments captured. So.
Ribbon cuttings, there's LCTV is always there.
Yeah.
And everybody does expect that it's all video based. But even before this decision was made to move forward with still photography, if you will, of such a thing, but LCTV was always there with a camera, whether it was Kirby or Diane, or there was always somebody taking pictures, and very much the community has benefited from, whether it's the annual report, even pictures that we see on our website, and been involved with a video that was put together for EDC and for the town as a whole. So LCTV, I think the V in LCTV stands for valuable.
Oh, well, that's nice. That's great. Well, I think that we will. Our studio audience loves your answers and you being here. That's
Was that
great.
love? I wasn't sure that
yes,
was love.
I think that's love. It's in a good-hearted way. So we are going to throw things back to Judy because she's yelling at me from behind the studio wall. But I do want to say, Chuck, thanks for being here. Thanks for stopping by.
Go back to Mark.
Thank you for your support all the years that you've been doing this. So Chuck DeCoste, everybody.
Yeah, and thank you to the whole team. So appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks,
all right.
Mark.
Now back to you, Judy.
Okay, great. So I just wanted to show people that I'm here with Kirby Dolak, video production supervisor, and I keep looking at the screen, I apologize. But if you go back to the computer, there's another way to get to our video on demand site, and it's if you scroll down, these wonderful icons down here that talk about agendas and different ways to get around things on the website. LCTV is right here. It brings you right to our video on demand site. And I say video on demand, but it's also the way to get to our streaming. So if you have cut the cord, this is how you get to our channels. So we looked at public before. I am going to go to the government channel so that it doesn't show me. And I believe I turned my volume down, so you're good. You're looking at something that we did earlier with a ribbon cutting ceremony. And again, you can scroll down and you can see the schedule for the day, or pick a different day of the week to find out when your favorite programming is going to be on. The other thing to look at is like all videos. We have been doing all sorts of things to upgrade this. If you want to see our most recent or whatever is going on, this is a great place to check out exactly what we have on our video on demand site. We keep about a year's worth of programming on here, and then after the year's worth, you can go back to our archive site. We've been archiving onto YouTube for, we're going back about 10 years, or trying to go back about 10 years worth of programming. So I'm going to try to get to that site now because I forgot to preload it, but we can get to it right from the town's website, and you go to YouTube link right here, and it brings you to the LCTV YouTube page, where you can see that somebody's been busy putting things like from 2013 up. So hopefully you will bear with us if you are a YouTube subscriber with us, because you'll probably be getting lots of notifications for things for 2015 and 2014. It's just because we're trying to take all of our stuff that was on DVD and move it over and put it up on YouTube so that you have easier access to get to it. So that's kind of a little bit about where we've been and what we're doing and how to see us. So if you guys can come back to me, that would be great. Awesome. I want to talk to you about some other things that we have going on. LCTV stands for Littleton Community Television. So we can't really do this without the community, and that's you. So we may have 3 staff members here today, but we really look forward to coming back out of COVID times and having people go to our workshop and become certified on the equipment so that you can take equipment out, or you can become a producer and you have an idea, and then somebody else that wants to stand in front of the camera like I'm doing right now, even though I can't stand it. I'm doing this. So whatever way, if you like, think about putting a band together. You know, if somebody is good at talking on camera, somebody else is good at using the camera, and somebody else has the ideas, we'll put you all together. But come out to the workshop. It's Wednesday, October 11th is the first one, here at the studio at 37 Shattuck Street. And then you can get to a little bit more about video production workshop. And then if you have your favorite sporting event that you want to go to, I had a student in here earlier that we were talking to, and we used the example of basketball, and he was like, yeah, okay, I can record the basketball games. But when I said, well, you could commentate, you could do the play-by-play like football or something, his eyes lit up. And you know, I've got plenty of people, myself included, that will record sporting events, but I don't have many people that would like to do a play-by-play or color commentary on a game. So come on out. You can email Mark at lctv@littletonma.org if you're interested. We're still here till 7 o'clock. Oh my gosh, it's only 6:15, folks. Come on down. You can make it. We're like 5 minutes from any place in town. Come on down. Come check out the studio. Come talk to us. I promise I won't try to get you on air so that I don't have to be, but we'll do that. So Mark, you ready with anybody else over there?
Yes.
Awesome.
Next.
All right, so thanks, Judy, for that information, and Kirby. With me now is Scott Glorioso. Scott is a good friend of mine. He's also a member of the Cable Advisory Committee as well, and he's been in town for about 30 years. He's a musician, as you can see. He doesn't just carry that guitar around for looks. And, you know, Scott is also on his role on the Cable Advisory Committee is, I guess, as a little bit of MacGyver and a little bit of Mr. Fix-It, or we often call on him to be the solderer and the repairer of all things. And he saved LCTV a lot of money and time and headaches by having the time and the patience and the tools to fix a lot of our equipment. So we appreciate that so much. That has been a big blessing.
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, there you go. So the gallery likes it. So, you know, we're going to talk a little bit about music because Scott and I have played together recently. We've had a couple of gigs, which has been great. We've been wanting to play together for a long time, but finally got to do it, and we realized that we click pretty good. So I'm not going to be joining him today, but he's got some original songs that he's written. He's working on an album, I think it's called For the Glory.
It's out.
It's out,
Yes.
actually. You can find it on what?
It's on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Amazon, all there. Just Scott Glorioso, For the Glory, you'll find
Nice,
it.
nice.
So, yeah.
Well, do you want to talk about a song first and then play it, or would you rather play it and then tell me what
I
it's
think we'll
about?
talk about it.
Okay.
I'd like to talk about it first.
All right. So what's the first one?
So the first song is a song called Baby on the Loose. Baby on the Loose is a song I wrote about our first son when he transitioned from being that baby that just kind of maybe rolls over and doesn't do a whole lot to the toddler that is now terrorizing the house and running around and bouncing off things and breaking things. So this song sort of captures that moment in time of parenting a baby turning into a toddler.
Now, did you write this recently about a time of 15 years, 18 years ago? Or?
This was probably written when he was about 5. So
Okay.
it was not too far in the past. It was fairly fresh
Yeah.
in my mind.
Great.
All
All right, let's have at it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see if I can. When he was small, he did anything at all. When he was small, he was no trouble at all. Proud of him so much, just for looking at you. Loved him so much, everyone was touched. Like his favorite ball, he rolled over to the wall. With a little more gall, he turned it into a call. Proud of him so much, just for looking at you. We loved him so much, everyone was touched. Baby on the loose, baby on the loose, hey, it's you. Baby on the loose, baby on the loose, now it's you. He's got no evil plan, he's just a little man. He grew a little more, held to the coffee table. He got bored with the floor, he stood up to be able to see more of his world from 2'3". He put us in a whirl, discovering what he could see. Baby on the loose, baby on the loose, hey, it's you. Baby on the loose, baby on the loose, now it's you. He's got no evil plan, he's just a little man. The wondering is over, what could be has come true. We wanna be so good for you, as good suits you. Now he's not so small, ventured forward left and right. he tried with all his might. He could walk to his delight. 2 steps turned to more. Soon he's dancing across the floor. Then he forgot how to walk. Go, he just runs from door to door. Baby on the loose, baby on the loose, hey, it's you. Baby on the loose, baby on the loose, now it's you. He's got no evil plan. He's just a little baby on the loose, baby on the loose, it is you. Baby on the loose, baby on the loose, now it's you. He's got no evil plan. He's just a little baby on the loose, baby on the loose, hey, it's you.
Good job. Hey, let me see that microphone there. We'll take that stand. I'll just hold it for him. I'll just hold it when it's time for you to sing. Great job. That's
Scott Gloriosa.
yeah, Scott Gloriosa. That's off the For
For the Glory.
For the Glory album. And you know, I was hearing I hear a lot of influences in your music from, you know, different 80s. You're an 80s guy like
80s
me,
guy.
you know.
Yeah, we're a little bit old.
A little bit, but we still rock.
That's true.
So who are some of your influences?
Well, first and foremost, the Beatles. Definitely, they're the tops. But yeah, a little later in time, the Cars were definitely a big influence on me, for sure. Some of the other power pop kind of songs, like Rick Springfield, and also kind of jived with me pretty well.
That's right up my alley too.
Yeah.
for
So,
sure.
but yeah, Beatles #1 for sure.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have you do another song in just a minute.
Okay.
But first, I want to tell people about a workshop that we're having, a video production workshop here at the studio. It will be next Wednesday, October 11th, from 7 to 9 p.m. And also the Wednesday after that, October 18th, from 7 to 11. And 7 to 9 p.m., sorry. And it's open to Boxborough residents too, if you're watching from Boxborough. But if you're a Littleton resident, you want to learn how to do video production, in the class we'll teach you camera work, camera techniques, composition, how to edit, and basically how to put together a show of your own. If you're not so inclined to do a program of your own, you can work on someone else's. You can help them out. So if anything, it's a new skill to learn. And second of all, it's always fun. And third of all, there's always chocolate. And you know, who doesn't like
By the
that,
way,
right?
I took Mark's class as well on
Yeah.
that, and it was great. I definitely, if you've got any interest at all in learning about video and how to use the gear, by all means, come. It's great.
Thank you. Yeah. And it's open, I'd say, probably for ages 12, 13, up to 120 or older. We'll take 121 if you're out there and you want to take the class. But, you know, it's a great time. It's 2 Wednesdays in a row. The class is cumulative. So that means we'll build from week to week. So, but it's great. Everybody who takes it loves it. You'll love the studio. You'll love what you learn. And if you want to do that, you can give me a call at the studio. That's 978-540-2488 or 24TV if you're one of those people who likes to spell things out. Or you can email me at mcrory@littletonma.org. Either way is fine. Or, let's see, it's 6:25. You can come down here to the studio. We're open till 7 o'clock, and you can sign up in person. And if you come down to the studio now, I will put you on the air right here with me as my guest, and we'll do an interview. So, if you want, okay? All right, I can hear the people running now. All right. So, I think what we'll do before we get to your second song, if you don't, you know, I know you have to leave because you got kids involved with theater and drama and all sorts of stuff. Yep. But we're going to go back to Studio A, and we'll check in with Judy and see what she has to say right now. So, Judy, take it away.
Sure, thanks, Mark. Here with Kirby Dolak, he's holding a nice, wonderful Canon XLR camera. I think you've heard both Gary and Chuck talk about photography services. We are announcing that we are providing photography services now. And that generally means that whenever there's been a big event, or there's been a ribbon cutting, or a groundbreaking, or something like that, we've gone out and we've taken some candid pictures, or we've taken some not so candid pictures. So we are now formally saying that we are available to do that, and to just please request it so that we know that the event is happening and what you might want to do with the photos afterwards. The town will definitely use them for town report information, and what else?
Sending your children, your grandchildren? No. Again, just like the video production side of the house, once we train you on how to use the video cameras, that we would like to get the content from what that production is, and same thing with the pictures. We're trying to use these to document the town's events. I'm looking right across through the camera to a slideshow that we have playing that shows some of the recent events we covered. I'm just looking at the wonderful Tim Goddard at the Alumni Field during COVID, or the 9/11 celebration that was held up at the fire station, or the rededication of the Veterans Corner. So there's been a lot of events that we've done sort of an ad hoc, and as Judy pointed out, we're now offering some additional services. We'll be announcing or have announced a lot of those details. We've moved from some of the mirrored cameras into the mirrorless side of the house, still retaining the capabilities to use the lenses we had before, but long story short is it's a lot of neat new tech, provides us some additional features and functionality. And I think that the townspeople will be seeing that, particularly when they go up to our Flickr account. And from there, you can see what pictures we have. We've also recently done some work in Boxborough for their Liberty Fields opening ceremonies for their new playground area. So if you live in Littleton, by all means, head up to Liberty Fields, take a look at what the Recreation Commission has done up there, documented that as well. So a lot of good stuff, Judy.
So exactly, a lot of good stuff. One of the other things that we've been noticing, that I had a few people see us with the camera, and instead of just doing candids, they said, hey, I need a new picture for the website. Could you take a picture of our department? So we would go and take a picture, and of course somebody would change and they need another new picture of the website. So if the gentleman in the back would love to turn on the laptop again, you can kind of see that we did all the work for the police department so that they would have nice pictures for their lobby.
That was what, 5 pictures to start with, then grew to a roster of 49?
Yes, originally it was supposed to be 5 pictures, and it was supposed to be hey, well, while you're here for Police Academy, including dogs, yes.
Woof.
Rhett is an adorable puppy at that point in time, that is for sure. So it went from, hey, these 5 people were missing, to, no, we now need new pictures because those are 5 years old. So take pictures of everyone in the department, including the puppies. I'm sorry, including the dogs. And the canine officers are adorable in their ferociousness. So town departments, if you're interested in having your pictures taken, let us know. We have the appropriate equipment here to do it now. And I look forward to seeing everybody.
Indeed, indeed. So these are other opportunities besides the pictures that we document the department's staff and their roster, but also, again, special events that are there. We've done the vignette that the planning board did several years ago at the middle school, where they were trying to figure out from the master plan implementation committee what was actually going to be needed and required for the town moving forward.
You mean the charrette?
Yes. Did I say vignette? I said
Yeah.
did. Well, same difference.
Okay.
Charrette,
Crowded
vignette,
living
you know,
charrette.
as long as it's not the vinaigrette.
That's a French word of some sort, I suppose?
Yeah.
Okay.
Meaning it's, yeah, right, we won't go there. Thank you for correcting me, Miss Judy.
I just figured a good banter.
Yeah, peanut gallery
Since it's still only 6:30 and we're trying to, kill time until the next people come in here.
That's right, that's right. I haven't seen them come in the studio yet, so I guess they're not coming in. But the lines are open if you want to contribute. The number is...
Go to YouTube and click on the chat. That works.
Oh, speaking of that, I hear the
So we're going to
president
kick
calling.
it back over to Mark and Scott and hear Scott's next song. Right?
All right. Yes, thank you, guys. Before we get into that, yes, Judy just mentioned on YouTube, we're also live on YouTube right now, and we don't normally do this because we just don't. But the chat function is on. So if you have a question or you want to say something nice to us, we'll read your question on the air and try to answer it. Maybe you have a question about LCTV. Hopefully that's what the question is about. If you have a question about politics or economics or anything else, sorry, can't help you. But if you have a question about LCTV, we can help you. So in the chat comments, just make a little comment, question, whatever, and we'll address it. Maybe you have praise for this man right here, Scott Glorioso, who's going to do another song for us. Before that, Scott, though, I want to ask you, do you record... Well, actually, I think I know the answer to this, but I'll just, for the viewers, you record things at your house. You have your own studio, right?
I do, yes. I finished a room in the basement, and I have a studio that I've been building, and it's always building. You keep building a studio. I think for 20-something years, I've been adding something here or there. But yes, I record at home. I use some commercial tools that are great at editing and getting the best out of whatever performance I can do, and I really enjoy the production side of music as well as the performing and the writing and all that stuff too.
And when you're down there, you're a one-man band, right? You play all the instruments?
For the most part. Sometimes I'll enlist friends and others to join, but I do like to. I mean, it's fun and it's convenient too because I'm there.
Yeah.
To be able to just lay it all down and lay a bass track down, a drum track down, add some vocals, add some more vocals. Keyboard part if I need it, but
Now,
yeah.
besides guitar, what other instruments do you play?
Well, yeah, I will hack around on bass and I'll program drums and I can play some basic keyboard stuff and vocals of all different kinds. So.
And I've heard you play a mean shaker.
Shaker. I'm known for the shaker.
Wow, you're famous for that. Yeah.
Yes, we had a good time with that.
So what song are you going to do for us next?
This song is called Upside. Upside is sort of my be positive and don't let negativity get in the way of you following your passions and doing what you want to achieve.
That's great.
So, yeah,
We need that
Upside.
message today, yeah,
Upside.
for sure.
Go for
Well,
it.
I'm going to hold this up, and
Okay.
hopefully my arm won't fall off.
Fall off. Okay, here we go. Let's see.
Hopefully it's not more than a minute long song.
Yeah, it's a 17 minutes. It starts a little bit like this. Oh, wait, no. All right, here we go. Living it right, never lose sight. Dealing all day, gonna find a way. It's going okay, there is no shame. The same old mistake, you gotta take the blame. Gotta grab the upside and don't let go. Stay on top, letting it show. Grab the upside and don't let go. Your desire says yes, then don't take no. For sure life is hard, play your only card. Simple not to do, a complex excuse. One day at a time is all I can take. Sometimes it's hard just to be awake. Gotta grab the upside and don't let go. Stay on top, letting it show. Grab the upside and don't let go. Stand on top, letting it show. Grab the upside and don't let go. Your desire says yes, then don't take no. Don't forget about the upside. Never say goodbye to upside. Live for the upside. Only the upside.
All right, I'm
you
gonna
go.
have you hold this.
All right.
That was very good.
Thank you.
I like that. That's a good message, and I hear the
Hey, go
I hear the little bit of Smithereens in there. for
Sure, yes, another influence.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely.
And maybe who else did I hear in there? Oh well, I mean Nick Lowe. I
Yeah,
hear a
yeah,
little bit of that
sure,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Elvis Costello. I've
Yeah,
heard
I
him
heard
say
some
that.
Elvis
Yeah,
Costello in
yeah,
there
yeah.
too. That's great. For the Glory is the name of the album.
Yeah.
And how many songs are on the album?
It's an 11-track
Wow.
album, full album. Yep, like 47 minutes, something to that effect.
Can people get it in vinyl?
If I get enough requests, we can cut it in vinyl. But we
okay.
actually do have a limited number of CDs available if people want to contact you to get to me.
Okay, all right. Well, today, who would have thought, but my son is into vinyl.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's collecting, he's got quite the collection now. He's probably got about, 15, which isn't a lot, but.
Yeah, yeah.
But, he loves it. He loves to
It's
open it
it's the
up
art.
and
the
read
album
everything.
art is so great. I
the
miss
art,
that so much. The art is
the words.
fabulous.
I mean, everything.
I don't think I missed the 22 minutes per side and the clickety click and the skip but some people like that. So
Well,
whatever.
They've gotten better at it, but I don't know. Some people say that the quality's better than CDs, but I'm not sure if that's
That wouldn't
true.
be me.
Yeah, but there's nothing about there's something to say
It's
about.
definitely visceral. There's a
Yeah.
feeling about it. And well, we could talk about this for a long time, but it really is an added distortion and warmth that the vinyl and mechanical
Hold on, please, a
process
little bit closer.
that the mechanical process adds. There's a positive sounding distortion. Usually we want to achieve no distortion, but in music and to our souls, sometimes a little bit of the right distortion appeals to us. And I think vinyl offers that in many regards. It's certainly not perfection of how the master sounded. I'm a studio guy. I work really hard to make the studio master sound the way I want it to sound. And I imagine others that do that as well. Sure. And the vinyl is not quite the same, but appealing nonetheless.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
well, there you go.
Well, I noticed that when you play, you look like you want to jump up and start dancing around.
Yeah, this
And
stool stuff, I don't know about it. Sitting
I
on a
know
stool.
from playing with you for sure that you like to move around. Like I said, Scott and I played recently. He kind of joined our band for a couple of gigs, and we're pretty stationary. We're like statues. But once he got up there and started moving around, I felt like I needed to do something. So I started moving around too, and I think I pulled something. In the
Well,
back.
there is that danger.
I
There
need
is that
to
danger.
work up gradually.
The
I
secret
think.
really is caffeine. I think caffeine is the secret.
Caffeine is good, yeah. Hey, before we throw it over to the other side again, just want to tell you we're live here at Town Hall, and we're going to be on the air till 7 o'clock. There's still a little bit of time for you to come on down and check out the
on
studio.
down.
And if you come in at 7 o'clock, we'll stay open for you to give you a tour. So don't feel like, I'm going to miss it. We're going to stay open and give tours as much as we can. So anyway, what I'd like to do now, I guess, is thank Scott for being here because he's got to go and run some
My
errands.
pleasure.
And
Thanks for having me.
we're going to,
Can I ask Scott a question?
we have a question
Question.
from
From somewhere.
our director.
Yeah.
We're wondering how many total songs, original songs, Scott has.
So the question is, for those of you who didn't hear it, how many total original songs do you have? Or
Have
you
I
written?
ever written in
Yeah.
total?
Do you know?
Yeah, it's somewhere around 100. About
Wow.
100 original songs. They're mostly recorded in differing states, but they're at least demoed. About 100 songs.
Wow.
But I've been doing it since I was 12, maybe 11.
Do you remember when you got your first 4-track like I did? It was like opening up a new world of
Yes,
possibilities.
yes,
Like,
absolutely.
wow, I can actually.
1985,
Yeah.
I got a multi-track recorder. Before that, it was just open reel 2-track or cassette decks where you would record your basic parts on one cassette deck and play it back on a different cassette deck through your mixer to add another sound and record that composite onto another cassette.
Yeah, these young
it's hard.
whippersnappers
They have
today
no
don't
idea.
know how.
They have no idea how hard it was.
Yeah.
And sometimes I listen and go, wow, that was a pretty good achievement given how poor the technology
Yeah, no, you're
is.
right. You're right. Well, thanks again, Scott, for
Yeah, it
for
was great
gracing
fun.
us with your music
Oh,
tonight.
thank you.
I
My
really,
pleasure.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and thank you for all your work on the Cable Advisory Committee.
It's been very gratifying.
That's great, and we appreciate you and Leslie, your wife, who also serves on that committee. So,
Cool.
thanks again, and we'll throw it back over to Judy in Studio A. Judy.
Judy in Studio A. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Scott. I want to thank Scott also. Not only is he fixing up a lot of our microphones and electronics that break, but he also, and is on the committee, he also will volunteer to record concerts for us. So all those wonderful high school and middle school concerts that you've seen on LCTV, we are looking for more and more people like you and Scott to come out and help us record different events. So if you have your favorite soccer event or your field hockey and you want to see them on LCTV or you want to see them up on YouTube, you can come into the workshop that's going to be October 11th, that's Wednesday, from 7 to 9, here at 37 Shattuck Street in the LCTV studio. Learn about our cameras, and then as a resident, you are available to check out some of the gear, bring it to your favorite event, come back here. You can edit it on the gear here that we have. We have 5 edit bays open right now and just waiting for people to come and check them out. Whether they work or not, we're going to find out because, it's only been 3 of us in the studio lately.
So Judy, you're right. The phrase whenever Judy started working with us, how many tens of years ago was it now?
Oh, decades.
Decades. The word is content. And I just happened to see the video guy go by here, so I'm wondering where everybody is back in the control room. Well, don't worry about that. So content. Content is king for LCTV and for actually any public access station. We're trying to be the outreach for a lot of events that are there. We provide the kind of hyper-local content is the phrase that you'll hear us use. And that's all about what's happening within the community that, we've lost the Littleton newspaper. It was being covered a little bit by the Lowell Sun and things along this line. But we seem to be the mainstay in a lot of cases. In fact, during COVID, the one thing that I know in my household got to be Wednesday night Board of Health meetings to find out what was going on and to hear Katrina talk about the statistics. I mean, I could just sat there and watched her, did, because we were recording it, but it was the mainstay when you didn't have anything else that was going on, so you could find out what was happening in our community. And so that's what LCTV is about. We're the hyper-local content creators. We want to use you as those associate producers to provide that kind of content to the station. So again, we keep talking to you about the workshop that's October 11th. Mark's done that workshop for many years. In fact, I got hooked to this whole process many, many, many years ago. And in fact, I still have the newspaper clipping of me looking over top of the little barriers here when Mark was showing us how to edit many eons ago. So there's all kinds of interesting paths. We've had individuals from the high school, for instance, who now are off doing producing of actual production video, for instance, done their own little sitcoms here as part of what was content. So you'd be surprised. We've had a lot of people that have come in. We've had geology interest, learning about the walks here in Littleton. Cooking shows, Cooking with Hoppy. That was a very popular one. Right, Mark?
Yummy.
Yeah, see? I knew he was going to say that one. But we actually shot that one up at Hunter Appliance using their test kitchen. So there's a lot of opportunities here, folks, that if you've got a creative itch and you want to get it scratched, that might be a way to do that. So please, please come down October 11th, attend the workshop. Again, I mentioned before, there's chocolate and lots of good education. You get the hands-on experience with the cameras. You get to learn how to take the video you've created, take it into the post-production environment. That means putting it on an iMac and learning how to use Final Cut. But again, these are all skills, basic skills that, believe it or not, the kids are learning about in grade school. Heidi, who was just in here, who teaches the special information that kids need to know about video production in the junior high, or I should say elementary. And actually, I'm not trying to think whether they're in preschool.
No,
Nope.
K through.
K through, all right, very good.
K through 5.
But they're doing all kinds of things with green screens, like what's behind us, because if you turn off the green screen for a second, I don't know whether they'll be able to do it or not. Nope, okay. It would actually be a green screen instead of that lovely look. There you go, see? See? So they learn all about that stuff, and they're not even out of middle school or grade school.
Grade school, that
Grade
is
school.
true.
So please come down. I've said enough. I'll pass it back to
I was
Judy.
going to say, especially about that content. Again, it's Littleton Community Television, so that for you are the community part of our little station here. And I say our because Kirby and I are both Littleton residents, so we are community as well. Aww. And Dave Astolfi is in the back of the control room with Damon Abbott's. But Dave just reminded me today, hi Damon, Dave just reminded me today that I had promised that on our Facebook page we would make a subgroup for Littleton LCTV producers so that the producers could come up with different ideas for shows that they wanted to do. Now, we've talked a lot about community. We've talked a lot about this workshop and the technical aspects, and we've talked about how we have equipment here and we have edit stations here. I am not opposed that if you do your own show and you're using your iPhone, I will happily take that content, work with you for it, and put that on air as well. So don't be afraid that you have to come in here and use big scary equipment. A lot of stuff is that we're just here to help guide you. So it's really all about finding that thing that you like to do, that you love to do, and that you want to share with the rest of the town, state, world, depending on if you're streaming or not, and just use us.
Right.
Like, we're not trying to use you. You're trying to use us as in use us as your platform.
Your resource.
And a resource to get your message out to the world, or just be able to share something that you enjoy and share it with the rest of the town.
So we made an announcement, Judy, about the additional photography services, but I hear a rumor that there's an Eagle Scout project that may be coming down that will benefit LCTV. Do you know anything about that by chance?
I do and I don't because here's the thing.
Yeah.
The Eagle Scout candidates mentor.
Yes. Oh, okay. Okay.
Has forgotten to send them the paperwork.
All right, well, let me just at
so
a high level say that there may be
people-
some new features coming into LCTV that are based upon this Eagle project.
Yes, so
We're not putting any pressure on that individual.
So if
though.
we've noticed that in Studio B, that there's a table with a couple of microphones, we are definitely interested in having Studio B with those 2 microphones continue into maybe a podcast studio that we also record, so we'll have video and the audio. So we're working on that. We're trying to figure out some stuff and have been busy here in the studio coming up with those things. Did want to go back to something though.
Yes.
Photography-wise.
Yes.
So when we take pictures for town events, we used to just put them on a hard drive somewhere and on a server and say, oh, hey, people, if you want to look at them, you got to go to this server, but it's not available to the townspeople. Well, we found out that the town has a Flickr account. So Damon, if you go back to the computer on input 4, awesome. If you guys go right here, this is like the little Flickr logo. And we're going to see if it brings up all these pictures and videos. It looks all these different albums that we have in here. So pictures from the staff ice cream social and the senior cookout that we had for RCRO, and Eldridge came into town, and they've had burgers and dogs and all sorts of stuff. So you can also see what different things that we've taken pictures over the years. Sometimes we have them on the Flickr account. So just
Right.
one little bit that I wanted to show you there. I think that Mark is ready to interview somebody over in Studio B.
Yes.
Ah, wonderful. So if you could go over to Studio B on input 3, that would be fabulous, Damon.
All right, thanks again, Judy and Kirby, for that information. I'm with Dave Astolfi right now, and Dave is one of those members of the C community, but he wears 2 hats. He is a volunteer for many events that we do. He also is one of what we call a video vendor, and they are people that have been trained by us to run cameras and do the live meetings, because we have 11 or 12 different live meetings that we do every month, different boards and committees. So there's a lot, or is it more?
It's 9 to 10 a week.
Well, a lot, let's just say. There's a lot of boards and committees. And as you've seen, you've met the staff today, myself, Judy, Kirby, that's it. So everyone else who works with us is what we call a video vendor, and we have a great team of video vendors that really we rely on heavily, and Dave is one of them. So thank you, Dave, for that.
You're welcome.
Yep. And Dave also does some shows that you may have seen, because he's done Dave Does Stuff, which is, I love the title, first of all. Why don't you tell people what Dave Does Stuff is?
Well, it started when I took the video workshop that Mark talked about, and I thought, well, I need to make something to use these skills. So I thought, well, I need to change the windshield wipers on my car, so I'll make a video. Dave changes his windshield wipers, and then that developed into a series of just Dave Does Stuff.
Yeah.
So I've done videos on playing card games. Mark actually was in there with me on that one, and various other things. I've also done a Talk Like a New Englander, where I talk about snow. I've produced here in the studio. During the COVID years, I did some stuff at home, and Judy's right. I send them the video and they put it on.
Yeah.
So it's fun to learn how to use the equipment. Just 15 minutes ago, I was in the back doing the video switching,
That's right.
and now I'm out in front of the camera. So
Yeah.
you can kind of do whatever you want to do.
And I think you can attest that, you shouldn't be afraid to come in and try new things, because, it's, I think anybody could do it, really.
Right.
Not to diminish your skills or my job, but I think that, it's something that maybe people were afraid, like, oh, I can't do that. That looks too difficult or complex, and it's not. We really teach you the basics, but people love it. It's just a lot of fun, and you're a testimony to that, because, and many of the volunteers we have started off the workshop. Both Judy and Kirby took the workshop at one time. Judy years ago, I remember taking the workshop. Of course, she knew a little bit more than I did during the workshop, which was annoying, but that's okay. We won't talk about that. So anyway, I want to thank you for your help with us around here, and especially tonight, doing the switching and directing back there with Damon. Just want to give a shout out to Damon. Damon Abetz, our intern. Yep, that's him on the God mic. But Damon is a student in Neshoba Tech, and he's been doing a co-op program with us through the tech, and that's been great. So, he's working on an archiving project right now, and as we kind of close out the show, I'll let Judy talk about the archiving project and where you can find your favorite and your classic shows that have been produced here at LCTV over the years. But Dave, thanks again.
You're welcome. Thank you. I mean, it's great. It's great to have this opportunity, and these are great. You know, Kirby and Judy and Mark. They're great people. Very helpful. They want you to succeed. If you ever had an itch to either be in front of the camera or be behind the camera, this is the place to do it.
Right. Well, thank you. All right, Judy. So why don't you take it out and wrap us up?
You're going to come back over here and join me?
I will. I'll be
Oh,
right
okay.
over.
He's coming right on over. It's going to take him forever to get here, though. It's a really long walk, about 15 feet. So I'm supposed to be telling you about the website and the archiving that we're doing. So we only have a certain amount of space on our normal video on demand site. So we're only going to keep about a year's worth of content on there. And then what do we do with the rest of it? Well, it's been on DVDs, right? And we've had some on SVHS tapes.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
And I have some on 3/4-inch tape.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I've been around a long
Been a
time.
while.
Through a lot of
I think we were
technology.
still using that when I took your course.
Yeah, yes, we had some machines that still played. We were transitioning to SVHS.
Yes, back then.
Yeah, but
That was quite a while ago.
yeah. So this archiving project at town meeting, we asked for some money to be set aside for capital, and it was to take all our old shows, like you mentioned, and put them on YouTube.
That's
and
right.
that way, people can look up a selectman meeting or a graduation from, whatever we had on tape or on DVD is going to be eventually transferred on to digital and onto YouTube. So
We're starting off with the government meetings.
yes, we are. So if
So-
you notice new things,
New.
pop up there, don't be alarmed. It's not a mistake, and your computer's not crashing, or you're not back in time.
That's true. Not back in time. I
Right.
would say my phone has been going off with notifications that LCTV has posted something new.
Yeah.
And then I look and it's a school committee meeting from 2014.
Right.
And I say, I know I lived here in town, but I'm not sure if I was interested in that back then. So,
That's right, right.
So anyway, that's definitely happening.
Yeah.
We definitely have our new video on demand.
Yep, check
site.
it out. You'll love it. I think you'll love it. Everyone who's come through the tour tonight has seen it, and they say, wow, this is great. This is so much better. So check it out.
And then education channel. So school
yes.
committee meeting next week would be on what channel?
Channel 22, if you're a Comcast customer,
Or Verizon is 36.
and Verizon is still 36. We haven't changed for Verizon, but
so
22. That was my number in high school. So
For what
it's
sport?
all sports.
All
that was my
sports.
number. So
Okay.
it's come full circle, folks. I did not request this. It just happened. But I am happy that it did.
Yes.
And it's also nicer to be closer
Lower.
to some
8,
of the
9.
stations people would watch.
That is true. I
So
appreciate
Channel
that.
22. That's going to wrap it up for tonight.
So one more pitch, though.
Oh, yes.
What do we have coming up on Wednesday?
Oh, on Wednesday we have my workshop.
And so how should they get in touch with you?
They should get in touch with me by emailing me at mcrory@littletonma.org.
If they can't remember how to spell Crory, they could email you at
lctv@littletonma.org.
.org. Yes.
Either one gets to the same person. What I think we're going to do to close out our show is we're going to just go to Damon over on Studio B.
Damon on Studio B.
He has been begging me to be on camera, and I do not want to disappoint him. And he's going to play a song, I think, but he plays in this weird way. He plays like Jeff Healey,
flat?
kind of flat, he does this thing. We're going to close out the show with Damon. And I just want to say that when we had our last open house about 8 years ago,
It was a long time ago.
Damon was a guest as we interviewed people as they came in. And actually, he was in the first grade, so it was much longer than that.
Oh my goodness.
He was in the first grade, right?
Not first grade.
Second grade?
I think he was in like 3rd or 4th.
We asked him, and he said first.
Oh, so 7 years old, 6 years old, something
Yeah.
like that. He's
And
not.
so
He's
that was
not that old anymore.
10 years ago, 11 years ago. Yeah, 10
Yeah.
years ago. Anyway, so thanks again for watching. Thanks for Dave. Thanks for Damon in the back room. Thanks Kirby
Gary.
and Gary and Chuck and Scott and Diane Douglas, who has been snapping photos of our open house. Thanks for all of you who stopped by the open house. and stop by anytime. You know, our doors aren't always open, but they're open quite a bit. And so if you're in town hall, try coming down the hallway and seeing if we're here. So that'd be great. So Judy, with that, thank you for being the co-host of Studio A.
Thank you.
And we'll throw it out to Damon for a little bit, and then we'll say good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all having a terrific evening watching LCTV. Thank you for all who watching this lovely special edition of Open House. We're gonna play you a little song on the old guitar, Jeff Healey style, as Mark Crowley said. So you'll probably know this tune. Sing along at home if you know it. I saw him dancing by the record machine. I knew he must have been about 17. The beat was going strong, playing my favorite song. He couldn't tell me long until he said, yeah, me. Moving on. He said, yeah, me.